I'm James, and this is my wife Kitty. This is our 4-year-old son Cade, and this is our 20-month-old daughter Cassandra. Cade is autistic. We had him diagnosed a year ago, and he's come a long way, but he's got a long way to go.
Cade was born in December, and I had a friend who had a daughter who was born 8 days before Cade, and so I kind of watched the two as they were growing up. And Cade was very physical. I mean, he could do just about anything. He walked at 10 months, and I mean, his strength was phenomenal. And so when I compared him to Harley, which is my friend's daughter's name, Harley wasn't even walking yet, so I thought, okay, things are going all right. You know, he's healthy, things are moving on. But then I noticed that Harley started to talk. Cade wasn't talking, so I thought, you know, well, maybe it's a boy thing. Maybe he's just a little slow in his speech, and that'll come along. But then she started putting two words together, and then just her ability to play with other children. And Cade would sit on the floor with his toys, and I would want to get on the floor and play with him. But as soon as I got down beside him, he would get irate and would leave, wanted nothing to do with my company. And that was very heart-wrenching for me. And of course, both James and I knew that there was something wrong. And it wasn't until Cade turned 3 when my sister-in-law, who has an autistic child, said, look, there is a doctor near you who is an autism specialist. And so after all this waiting and all this heartbreak, we finally went and got his diagnosis. And it was kind of a relief, yet it was kind of like the beginning of a great challenge. I mean, a whole new world that we know nothing about. But we got his therapy going, and it's hard to see your 3-year-old working at the level of a 1-year-old. It's really difficult. You want to do the best thing you can for him, but I didn't know what to do. And so I listened to my therapist. They said after the first week of therapy he was going to be even worse, and boy, they weren't kidding. At home, I mean, it was just, the behavior was just completely unmanageable. You could not take him anywhere. You couldn't take him to a grocery store. You couldn't take him to a restaurant because there was no peace. We came up here and we were introduced to Nikken. By that time we were like, we'll do anything, provided that we know it's not going to hurt him, and we absolutely want to avoid pharmaceuticals.
We didn't want to do any medications because we know that other people who have autistic children who don't understand everything, they just see a really antsy, hyperactive child that they can't seem to control, and they just sedate them. They drug them up, or they just want to calm them down instead of actually dealing with the root of the problem. Being a nurse, I've been inundated with the medical field since 1990, so it's been 17 years. And for me to actually step out of that comfort zone into this alternative therapies thing was a big step. When you have a child with issues, you're more willing to step out. You're more willing to take a chance on something that might help them. I looked into it and saw that there's absolutely no side effects. It can't hurt you. The only thing it can do is either help you or not. You can't lose. So we decided to try it.
The first thing we did was put him on the sleep system. And we had him on the sleep system. It was borrowed for about 3 nights, and we noticed that he was more peaceful. He wasn't thrashing around, and instead of waking up really grumpy and agitated, he was much more peaceable, much more loving. He would get up and he would ask for his drink, and we'd go on with the morning. And it was like, wow, we have a little boy.
we got the entire initial starter pack, the sleep system, the water, the air, the supplements, the insoles. We got everything, the bracelet, the magnetics, everything. We just went all out, bought everything. And Cade, after a week of being in this environment that Nikken provided, it was almost like the flip side of a coin.
It was like, boom, things started to comprehend, things started to click. He was able to count from 1 to 10, but then it was 1 to 50. And then it's like not knowing a single letter of his alphabet. It was from A to Z, and then it was singing the alphabet song.
In his therapies and in his lifestyle, he'd always been restless, didn't sleep very well. He slept through the night, but it was a restless sleep. He was cranky, he was crabby, he couldn't focus. We had to constantly keep him entertained, not entertained, but focused on certain things. And then he'd lose his focus, we'd focus him on something else. And then he'd get distracted and we'd have him focus on something else. After a week of being in the Nikken environment for our temporary home here, he was sleeping soundly through the night. He would wake up rested, he wouldn't wake up cranky, he'd be able to focus, and he started to come out of his shell. He started to actually begin conversing with us. He'd repeat words, and his enunciation leaves a lot to be desired. But he'd repeat words, and we could understand him because we knew what he was saying. Other people couldn't understand him. But he started to come out of his shell, and he started to focus more. And he started to, I guess, understand that words have meaning. And he started to use words to ask for things and respond to us, answer questions, ask questions. And it was like a complete side of the coin. And now his therapies go remarkably well. And it's been a blessing. When a father has a son, all these hopes and dreams enter your head. Oh, someone I could play catch with, someone I could teach how to ride a bike, someone who will come to Dad when he scrapes his knee, someone who will come to Dad when this happens or that happens. Hey, Dad, can you help me with my homework? Or Dad, can I borrow the car keys? Although that's a thought I really don't want to deal with now. But a father has all these hopes and dreams, and to see them shattered by the idea that your son's not normal. Your son has a learning disability. Your son has ASD. And to have your hopes dashed is, I about choked on my heart. And now I see a future for him.
The one thing I think about is, you think of an egg, and you think of that shell that's around the baby bird. That's kind of how I feel with Cade. He's shelled in with autism. He was no little boy, and he's covered in this hard shell, and he can't get out. You can't get to him, and he can't get out. And now it seems like that little pieces are breaking off, and we're able to see our little boy now. It was very heartbreaking to not. You just kind of have this little boy that's in his own world, and you can't do anything with him. You can't communicate with him. And now, he's not where we really want him to be as of yet. He's so much farther than where he was. I think now of things that he's going to be able to do. He loves to take things apart. So I think, his future is so much more open now than what it was. One of my goals is to develop a therapy writing program for special needs children. And when we are able to get children and their families together, we have to say a word of prayer And then I want to share with them how my son has made so much progress. I want to share with them how God has helped us to discover Nikken and what it has done for us. And all the mothers that I see day to day going to take their children to therapy, I want to say to them, look, there is hope. Let me share it with you. This is what happened to us. Just listen for a moment. You can decide for yourself.
If Nikken can do this for my child, I'm sure that it can do it for other people's children. And if I can help them, that's a blessing. That's a blessing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
There you go. Good job. He can actually count to 50 now. He can write 1 through 50. He knows his alphabet. He can
spell words
and
spell write words.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Yeah, very good. You're so bad. You're learning.
Kate, can you spell Kate?
C-A-D-E.
Very good.
King cat, snake, butterfly, penguin,
Penguin. Good job with that.
horse.
Very good. What is that? What is that letter?
B-A-B-Y.
What does that say?
Oh,
Baby.
baby.
Very good. Oh, look at
Pops.
What is that?
Bunny.
Bunny.
Bunny rabbit.
Rabbit. Very good. Oh, you know what that is, don't you?
Horse.
It's a horse. What's that letter?
H-O-R-S-E.
Good job. Way to go, buddy. What's that?
Cat.
What's that?
Donkey.
What does a donkey say?
Eat-ha, eat-ha.